They have to get the image, they have to get the picture, and they then later on sort of say, I couldn't help myself. So I don't know if that's what this person was doing. I wasn't there. But obviously, if somebody did manage to get these photographs, and if somebody is trying to sell them, I must say it'll be very, well, maybe interesting is the right word to say, who will pay a lot of money for it. I would suggest that it will probably be somebody who's very hungry for a reputation, who maybe doesn't have a very strong and established reputation, and there is always somebody out there in the market to do that.
Let us leave it there for a moment. Details still emerging of the accident in Paris at around midnight Paris time involving Diana, Princess of Wales. And it has just been reported that Robin Cook, the British Foreign Secretary, who's currently on a four-nation tour of the Far East, has delayed his departure from the capital of the Philippines, Manila, for what is described as an important announcement about the health of Diana, Princess of Wales. I'm now joined again by our correspondent in Paris, Stephen Jessel. Stephen, is there any further detail emerging of the circumstances of this crash?
No, not really. The details have been known for some time now. What is new is this very disturbing news from the Far East that you've just given. Superficially, initially, it seemed that maybe Diana, Princess of Wales, had escaped relatively likely. I recall that the initial report said that she had a broken arm, concussion and lacerations to her thigh, none of which themselves, although unpleasant, would be particularly life-threatening. However, there are reports that she's in a reanimation area of the hospital, which suggests that maybe she is in a slightly more serious condition than we had thought before. The details still appear to be as they've been all night, which is to say that the car was traveling extremely fast in an attempt to escape the attentions of these paparazzi who were on motorcycles or scooters. For reasons we don't yet know, it seems to have struck a wall, spun round, and been involved in collision with a number of other vehicles. It took the police and emergency teams some time to clear away the debris.
We are seeing the debris at the moment, Stephen. A badly crushed car, the roof caved in, the bonnet and the engine caved in.
Well, if that is the princess's car, then obviously that's extremely serious, because if the car has been damaged to that extent, clearly the people inside it must have undergone some considerable injuries. The princess, as we speak, is in a hospital, the La Pitié-Salpêtrière. It's a large hospital in the 13th arrondissement of Paris.
How far away is that from the accident
2 or
itself?
3 kilometers. If you've got a police escort, and I think we can assume the ambulance would have had a police escort, it wouldn't take very long to get there. It's a question of going down some fairly broad boulevards. The French emergency services are good. The French health service is a good health service. I don't think one need be worried about the quality of the medical care she's getting. What is deeply disturbing is the evidence, as you've just pointed out, that the car does seem to have been almost crushed, and that has obvious implications.
And just remind us, as we look again at the images of the very badly twisted car, which has now been brought out from the underpass under the Pont d'Alma, it is reported that Princess Diana and Dodi Al Fayed, who we now know was killed in the accident, that they had been dining at the Ritz Hotel owned by his father, Mohammed Al Fayed. How far away is this location from the Ritz?
Not very far. It's not entirely clear if they'd had dinner at the Ritz, where they would have been going. The Fayed family, Al Fayed family, of course, owns the Ritz Hotel, so the question of rooms, then there were plenty of rooms in the Ritz Hotel. It's not clear in which direction they were going or why they were going there, but certainly the Ritz isn't very far away from the spot.
Stephen Jessel, our correspondent in Paris, thank you very much for joining us as we look there at the images of some of the scooters and motorbikes which might have been involved in tonight's incident being loaded onto police vehicles, and also the details taken by the police. Well, it has been announced in the last few minutes that the British Foreign Secretary, Robin Cook, who's been on a four-nation visit to the Far East, has delayed his departure from Manila, the capital of the Philippines. A few minutes ago, he made these remarks.
Well, we understand that the princess is in hospital. We are deeply shocked by the news, and our first thoughts at the present time are with the Princess and her family. Our ambassador is at the hospital, and obviously we will provide every possible assistance we can. In the meantime, all I would add is that I think it will be doubly tragic if it does emerge that this accident was in part caused by the persistent hounding of the Princess and her privacy by photographers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Foreign.
That's the British Foreign Secretary, the Foreign Minister, Robin Cook, on his visit to Manila, announcing that he's delayed his visit. We can now return to Paris and our correspondent, Stephen Jessel. Stephen, he was mentioning there the British ambassador, Sir Michael Jay, who was posted there last year, having had a very successful career negotiating Britain's position in Europe during the difficult times under the previous Tory administration. What is your view of what is now happening at the hospital?
Well, I'm worried by the lack of any news or the lack of any statement. I mean, we've got this report about the concussion and about the broken arm and about the cuts to her thigh, but I think it is slightly disturbing that we haven't had some sort of official communique giving the state of her health and giving some indication of what might happen next. I don't think that's a terribly encouraging sign. As I say, superficially, concussion, a broken arm, lacerations of the thigh shouldn't give enormous cause for concern, but one wonders if one is being told the whole truth at the moment.
Stephen, I have to interrupt there because within the last few moments, the Press Association in Britain, citing unnamed British sources, has reported that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died. This is not yet confirmed by any official source. So an unconfirmed source from the Press Association is that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died. And as soon as there is any further news, we will bring it to you. Stephen Jessel, our correspondent in Paris, you heard that information from unnamed British sources quoted by the Press Association.
Yes, and I have a terrible feeling that this is true. I don't think the Press Association, which is a reputable body, would have put out this information. I think the fact that Robin Cook postponed his departure from the Philippines was a sign that things are a great deal more serious than we had been led to believe by this rather bland statement. I can't confirm this from Paris at the moment. I may be in a position to do so in the fairly near future, but at the moment all I can say is that if there were two people in that car who were killed in the crash and one extremely badly injured, it would not be, on the face of it, particularly surprising if the fourth person in the car had also been very badly injured, even to the point of losing her life.
Now, we can report that the British Foreign Secretary Robin Cook, speaking in the Philippines, has just confirmed that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died following the car crash at midnight in Paris. The Foreign Secretary said, "I am greatly shocked by this news. Our first thoughts must be with her children and family at this time of immense loss to them." The British Press Association has reported that the Princess died at 4 a.m. after a cardiac arrest. The accident happened late at night in a road tunnel which carries an expressway under a bridge at the Place de l'Alma across the River Seine from the Eiffel Tower. Reports say a vehicle carrying the Princess and her entourage was being chased by photographers. Police say the chauffeur of the car was killed, as well as her companion, the millionaire film producer Dodi Al-Fayed. He was the son of Mohammed Al-Fayed, the owner of the Harrods store in London. This is BBC Television from London. A short while ago, Buckingham Palace confirmed the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. The Princess died following a car accident in Paris. She was 36. A statement issued by the palace says the Queen and the Prince of Wales are deeply shocked and distressed by the terrible news. BBC Television will bring you more information as we receive it.